So we will load. Yeah.
The corporate account is there in Fusion also.
Yeah. Yes.
Your notes also has that.
Yeah. Small confusion. Yeah, it is there. Actually, operating unit we don't have, but corporate.
Yeah, operating unit was there in EBS, but here it's called the business unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will see these things today. Like I'll start from loading the chart of account values,
Okay.
and we will see a manual journal entry,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will see foreign currency with journal entry with foreign currency,
Mm-hmm.
and we will see reversal and the other thing. And we will
Okay.
create a custom category, and we will try to import using those categories.
Okay.
And we will also see what are the functions that we have inside this category and the source.
Okay.
And
What is that custom category?
so custom category is something, let's say I have different source that, let's say I have two applications. So I need
Mm-hmm.
the journals to be imported from the different application. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it as an GL feed with the schedule job. So in this case, I need to have this custom category so that I will
Mm-hmm.
import from this the third party application.
Okay. So basically for integrations.
Yeah, yes, correct.
Okay.
So we will load values for account code combination.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see here, we have only one value that is 3000 for retained earnings that we created
Mm-hmm.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So So we will load values for the other things as well, and we will see like how it is reflected.
Mhm. So it's under which folder? Can you just go up?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, that's fine. That's okay. I mean,
Yeah. So this is under financial checks. So it will
define
be common
common reference
references.
objects are efficient. Okay.
So since I'm using this structure for GL, I'm using accounting field hierarchy.
Is that something seeded?
Yeah, this one is seeded. Field tree
Okay.
structure. Yeah. So I'm attaching the value set that we created.
Okay.
Since we are loading it
What
for
is it? Bind summary flag, bind value set. Okay. Look category name.
so this is for basically the to derive the account code whether this is an parent and child combination or this is an individual account code combination. So if you see here,
Okay.
so apart from this, we have other options to link with the data source as well. But
Mm-hmm.
since we don't have the option to link with the data source, I mean with other database, so I'm just giving the same thing. So I'm just giving the values at code and I'm just proceeding. But
So
we
tell me something. So the first one where it says accounting flex field hierarchy detail values, right?
yeah
You have the criteria name, bind value set, and then you gave that value set name, basically that UHIACC. And then it says bind summary flag is no. And then at the bottom, you have the same thing, but for parent values.
yes correct.
Vita, yes. So the top one becomes the child, or the since
No,
the bottom
no, this one is for our this thing hierarchy, but
just
this one,
defining the hierarchy. Okay.
yeah. So this one is for the parent or the child combination.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why there's a yes at the bottom and no at the top. So for the summary flags, what does that mean?
No, because this is not a parent value. If you see,
Okay.
so this
Okay.
here,
Okay. Yeah, only for parent we're giving yes. Okay.
yeah. So only this is parent actually. So that is why we are giving here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have to save it before we say next. Okay.
Yeah. So this again comes when we have a different data source. So we will have different columns in the data sources. Since we don't have those things, so I'm just clicking next. So I think I have a template already downloaded. So I'll just take the template and I'll just fill in the details.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the template.
Mm-hmm.
So basically here there are two processes involved in it. So one is to fill the data and the other
Okay.
is once the data are filled, so we have something called validate. So we can
Mm-hmm.
validate each field, which means whatever the columns that we have entered, system will validate it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is for values and the hierarchy. So both.
Okay.
So once this validation is done, so what we will do is that we will generate this as a CSV file. So
Okay.
the CSV file will be generated and saved in our local system.
Okay.
So when this file is saved in the local system, we have one concurrent program to import it. So this is where the UCM comes. So UCM is nothing but Universal Content Manager. So what it will
Mm-hmm.
do is that it will basically help us in terms of importing the data. So if you
Okay.
see in EBS, we cannot enter the values or load the values using the spreadsheet. But
Mm-hmm.
whereas we should use a tool called data loader.
Data loader, yeah.
Yeah. Using the data loader, if there are some issues and if it's stuck somewhere, so again,
Mm-hmm.
it is an additional work for us in terms of loading. But
Mm-hmm.
whereas here, if you validate it, basically here itself system will say that there is some validation issue. Or at
Mm-hmm.
some cases, at rare case, we might get logged in the upload process. So
Mm-hmm.
from there, we can correct it and we can just load it back. So that is
Okay.
the difference between EBS and Fusion. Basically, it is ease of work actually in Fusion, I would say.
Okay. So
So
so the first step is like let me repeat it, okay?
yeah,
So that I know
yes,
what you're
yes,
saying. So the first is you go to the tab here called the GL segment values interface.
yes,
You add whatever your values are in that. You update that sheet,
yes,
and then you click on the validate button on that.
yeah,
Then after that's done, you go move on to the next tab, which is the GL segment hierarchy interface.
yes.
And then again, you fill up there something.
Yes, correct. There we will give the
Okay.
screen name that we created and we will give our account codes against each screen name and I'll show you.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically we
Oh,
will,
again, there's a validate there. Okay.
yeah,
And then again, after all these two tabs are done, then you go back to the generate CSV.
yes, correct.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So this is the process. So apart from that, so basically what UCM will do is that UCM will stay kind of on staging table. So if you see in EBS, so how we will do data migration is that we will have the staging table. From
Mm-hmm.
the staging table, we will have the Oracle standard custom interface,
Mm-hmm.
and we will have it, I mean, imported from interface to base table. So this is the
Yes.
process. But
Uh-huh.
here in Fusion application, we don't need to create any staging table and the other activities. So
Mm-hmm.
instead, Oracle has a middleware product called UCM. So UCM will help in terms of pushing the data without creating the staging table.
Okay.
So what we will
So
do,
what was the full form of UCM?
Universal Content Manager.
Universal Content Manager. Okay.
Yeah,
So this will help push the data into the directly into the tables.
yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the process is that so we have the files in our local system. So we have a
Mm-hmm.
program to load this particular files into Fusion application. So
Mm-hmm.
once this program is triggered, so we will select the file there in the program and we will load it. So system
Mm-hmm.
will load this particular file.
Okay.
So after this load program is complete, we will run a
Mm.
program called interface. So import the transaction and import the values from this staging table to the interface table. So once this is done, the interface table will automatically push the tables to base table using the concurrent program or the schedule job that we are attaching inside this program.
Can
So,
you put this on the Excel if you don't mind?
yeah, yes, yes.
Like just like a flow chart or something.
So these are the process that is involved in this.
Okay.
So basically, we will give the values in the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we will fill the hierarchy part again in the
Mm-hmm.
same sheet. So we will validate it, and then we will generate CSV file.
Mm-hmm.
So then we will load this using the schedule process. So
Okay.
we have a program called load segment value. So
Okay.
using that, we will load it, and then we will run the interface program. So
Mm-hmm.
after doing this, we will have our chart of account values in the
Mm-hmm.
application. So we can just
Okay.
verify it.
Okay.
And
So
yeah,
yeah. So when you actually kick off the start interface program is when this UCM kicks off, or is it before that?
Yeah. So after we load this file, UCM will kick.
Okay. As soon as you kick off that schedule process, you mean?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Using the schedule process, we will run this first program. That is
Hmm.
load segment values.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. I'll fill this.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Start date, end date, summary, flag account. Okay. So basically, whatever was there on that same thing, all the fields are there here in the sheet.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So for this Excel sheet to work, right,
Yeah.
or this downloaded sheet, what version of Excel should be there, let's say in the system?
We don't have a specific version for this. So only thing is it should not be old dated like 2008. So this
Okay.
should have a format of .xlx.
Okay. Dot Excel. Okay. Because sometimes you never know, some may not even have the right version of it, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, you have to change the name of that. Okay. So all these values that are there, right, in the value column.
Yes.
So you just generated that.
Yes, I given it manually actually.
Okay. So you manually entered each one of those.
No, no, I took some different system and I gave it here.
Okay.
Only this
So
I have marked manually. Allow posting, budgeting, and the other.
okay. So a question for you on the values, right? When you have these values, do they're not in let's say in a continuous sequence.
Okay.
If you look at, like, you have
Yeah.
1000, then 1010, then again you have 1 2 3 whatever, 12 13 14 15, and then again you have at 40. So when we create manually, let's assume I mean, of course, the business gives, you said, the values and all. When they give, do we expect them to give it with a gap, so that, in future, if we want to insert something, we can insert in between?
No, usually this will not have any gap between any code combinations. So basically, it
They'll
will
just
be
give
one.
whatever number they want.
They can give, but as a practice, generally companies won't have gap between each values. So
Okay.
I gave it here this way that we have a gap like 016 from there. I directly
Okay.
went to 040, but usually it
Okay.
will be
Okay.
1718 similarly.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about these values because business will give us.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
yeah, so basically, business will give us. So apart from that, if we have a special requirement, whether the legacy system code will be 4 digit, but in Oracle Fusion it will be 6 digit. So for those cases, we will have to create manually. But apart from that,
Additional two more
yeah, yes,
zeros or something.
yes,
Okay.
correct. Yes. So we will have a separate file or tracking for the tracking purpose. We will have it with the version control so that
Hmm.
we can track it like when it is created and the other things. And we will
Okay.
have the mappings between legacy and OS as well. in
Okay.
the Fusion application. We will have it. So
Mm-hmm.
in a way that we will have one code for maybe product and the other code for location. So similarly,
Mm-hmm.
we will have it. So that will be different, right? And
Okay.
to maintain this particular value will be different, right?
Okay.
So basically, we will have two files. One is COA version, and the other one is COA mapping with the legacy.
Okay.
So here we will enter only the COA values.
Okay.
So mapping would be for the internal purpose, if at all they wanted to understand in terms of data migration.
Okay. So when you do the mapping, you do it in a different spreadsheet, right?
Yeah, yes, correct.
Okay. And the start date is showing 2001, 0101. So usually is that the one that you gave, or is it specific to the project?
It is specific to the project actually. So let's say business has started, or maybe legacy system data we have from maybe 2000 or 1998. So which
Okay.
means we need to give the start date as in 98. Unless we give it here, so we will not be able to import the transaction from the legacy system
Okay.
because the account is created on 2001. So I cannot
Mm-hmm.
create the transaction from 98.
Okay.
So this depends on our data migration activity or the data availability in legacy system.
Okay.
So based on that, we will give the start date. So
Okay.
here for understanding, I just gave this as in 2001. But this is not
Okay.
mandatory to give it 2001. So based on
Okay.
the initial start date of client, we will give it.
Okay.
So here we have given values. So values is
Mm-hmm.
independent. So which means we don't have parent and child combination. So here, if
Okay.
let's say in our case we have parent and child. So
Mm-hmm.
we had an example where we have total liability. So under total
Mm-hmm.
liability we have current liability.
Mm-hmm.
So under current liability we have the accounts payable. So that is
Yes.
yeah, that is one type of liability. So in
Mm-hmm.
this case, what we will have is that we will have in parent two we will have total liability. In parent
Okay.
one, in parent one we will have the current liability, and
Mm-hmm.
here in value we will have the actual one, the accounts payable.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it.
So, I have I'm still a little confused about this one.
Yeah.
I mean, this is fine. The spreadsheet is fine.
Okay.
For me, the question is, why are we doing this segment value hierarchies? That's my first question. What is the importance of doing this?
So segment hierarchy is basically if we are maintaining the parent and child. But here in Fusion, this is an mandatory setup to do this.
Uh,
But in
you
our
have
case,
to do
if
it.
yeah, but in our case, if you see, we don't need it since we don't have any hierarchy.
Okay, so you're just directly giving the value. So
Yeah,
you don't really have to fill up anything.
yes, correct.
Okay.
But this is mandatory, even though we don't have hierarchy. If you see, we need to give the tree code and tree version and the other things.
Yeah, that's why I was like, where, I mean, we did not specifically decide on where we are giving it, right? So I was
Yeah,
thinking, why are we doing this? Okay, got it.
yeah. We in our case, it will not apply. When we have the segment hierarchy, like parent and child combination, so
Oh,
then
so
it
this
will be
goes up to almost 10.
yes, correct.
Okay.
So we can use till 10th level.
Boy, that's complicated.
Yeah, usually, I mean, even I haven't seen anyone using till 10. Maximum I have seen is till 4 actually, not more than 4 also.
Okay. And you said they use these trees for, let's say, a company has what, subsidiaries in it or
Yes,
something like that, right?
yeah, yes,
Okay.
correct. So this we are loading only for the segment account. So
Yeah.
similarly, if we have for company, so let's say in this one, the insurance as an
Mm-hmm.
base. Let's say we have an branches of almost maybe 800 branches we have inside one
Mm-hmm.
country. So similarly, we will have for the other countries as well. So
Okay.
in this part, let's say we have same chart of accounts, so same segments for the different countries as well. So what we will do is that, so for one country, if this is 600 to 800 company are the
Mm-hmm.
branches,
Mm-hmm.
and for the other three countries also, we will have similar count. So this cannot be created manually. So for those cases, we can use this one where we will
Mm-hmm.
mention the value set as an company, not the account, and we will load the values. So
Mm-hmm.
similarly, we will load the values for this one as a company. So
Okay.
the same process.
So when you say this company thing where you had branches, right? Let's say we have 20 or 30 branches, for example.
Yeah.
For one, let's say United States has 20 or 30 branches.
Okay.
So all that will come, it's now United States will become the parent,
Yes.
and the whatever the next 30 or 20 become the values.
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So this can be done either way. We can either start off with the segment value validation
Yes.
first, or okay,
Yes. Yes. We don't have
no
any difference.
particular sequence or anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Generate CSV. Yes. So the first time you generated the CSV, you saved it. What's the
Yeah.
second one?
Second one is the zip one. Like it will generate kind of an zip one. I'll show you.
Okay, it generated two separate ones. Okay.
Yeah. So here if
Oh,
you
got it,
see,
got it.
yeah.
Yeah. And it created a zip file. Okay.
Yes. So we will load only the zip file.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we saved our file. So I'll try to load this file what we have created. So here I will select the import process.
Hmm.
So that would be import segment values.
Okay. But segment values.
Yeah.
And
So
you
here,
select your file.
yeah, is correct. So this is our interface program that will help us to load the values into our base table. So I have just selected this and I'll
Hmm.
select the files that we have created. So there are two ways of doing it. So one is to load the files and directly picking it in this particular program, or we can
Hmm.
upload it directly. So since this is an to work, I'm just taking it directly from the system. Upload new file.
What was the other one? I thought uploading is just directly whatever you saved, you'll directly upload that. But what was the other option?
So the other option is we have a concurrent program to load this file. So we have something called file import and export. So there
Oh.
we will save this file. So which means this file will be in the Fusion application.
Uh-huh.
So once that process is done, we can come here and we can select a file that we have loaded it there.
Okay. But what is the advantage of doing that?
No, we don't have advantage. The same process, like we are saving it there and we are picking it in this program.
Uh,
Or we
Instead,
can,
we can directly pick it from our
yeah,
wherever we saved it.
yes, correct. So I'm just using the upload a new file to directly pick it instead of loading there and again coming
Hmm.
here and picking it.
Yeah. I want my life less complicated.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
fine.
So this
Done.
program is done. Yeah. So the values are created for this value set. So we will check in the application.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we have the values that is created. So the values that we loaded received in the application.
Mhm.
So basically, the template that we are getting for this data load is from the Oracle repository. So
Okay.
similarly, for the chart of account values, like how we took it, similarly we have it for the other import process as well. So we have it
Okay.
for journals, and we have it for invoices, we have it for suppliers, we have it for customers. So we have a few
Okay.
templates in there. So this is what we call FBDI template.
Mhm. Yeah.
So file-based data import template. So basically we have it there, and based on that we can have it. So
Mhm.
only advantage, I mean advantage in having FBDI template is that we don't have any restriction. The performance, if you load it, usually we will have performance issues if this process 50,000 records. But whereas here it has been enhanced, and we can load it 50,000 errors, I mean 50,000 records also without any issue. So we will
Okay.
not have any performance issues here. So that is the
Mm.
advantage of using FBDA template
So it's file-based data, what,
input.
import. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we, can you just show me that navigation to the, what is that repository where you find this?
Yeah.
The,
Yeah. I'll show.
so this is which version that we are doing? I mean, the release or whatever that is,
That is R13.
R13, right? Then what is this 20D?
No, this 20D is on the release basically.
Okay.
So on the R13, like if you see in EBS, we have R12 as a basic version. So apart from
Uh-huh.
that, we will have 12.1.3 R. We will
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah. So the release what we have it with us is R13. So upon
Uh-huh.
that we have 20D and 20C, and we earlier we had 17C. So similarly.
Okay.
But in Fusion, we don't say 12.1.3. So instead, we say 17C or 20D.
Okay. So when you clicked on the cloud applications, you directly came to this page? No, right? You went to this. There was some other page that came up.
Yeah, or else I'll directly type here so we can get this way also.
Mhm.
So here we will have this one. In left side, we will
Implement.
have use, we will have implement, we will have administer. Similarly, based on our
Hmm.
position, we can. I'll just navigate to use. Yeah, so this is our template.
Okay.
Import segment values and hierarchy. So similarly, we will have our other processes.
So when we come here, so with the link is okay, the template that is there here, right at the bottom.
Yeah, so I'll show the navigation.
Hmm. Administer.
Yeah, so we came here. So in the administrator, we have an option that file-based data import.
Hmm.
So here we have multiple modules. So in this, we are selecting the general ledger module.
Central ledger. Hmm.
Under this, we are selecting import segment values and hierarchy.
Okay, got
So
it.
we can download the template,
Okay,
SN template.
okay. Do we need to do anything with the control files or anything? Nothing, right? Just
No,
the template is good enough.
yes, yes. So
Right.
basically, the template will have both the control files. So
Okay.
control file is nothing but our the tab 2 and tab 3. So that is
Yeah.
to fill the segment values and the hierarchy.
Hmm. Got it.
Yeah. So this is where we take, and this is the process that to upload the chart of account values using the spreadsheet.
Hmm.
So we have loaded. So I'll try to create a manual journal entry.
Hmm.
So already we have assigned the role in the last class. So I'll
Hmm.
directly go to this one and I'll create it.
You already opened it. Oh, we need to be careful when we do this, right? We need to make sure it's our ledger that's selected.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I need to keep my eyes open for that.
So like if we customize this to have access to only one ledger, so we'll not have
Hmm.
any issue. So if we have maybe for a super user, we will give two, three ledgers as well.
Okay.
So those cases we need to be little conscious.
Okay.
Okay, I think the periods are already open.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just create the journals. So I'll click journals, create journal.
So these accounts, right, they'll be different for each company,
Yes.
or are they going to be the same? I mean, they'll be different, right?
Yeah,
The
it is.
numbers or whatever.
Yes.
So let's say if I'm new to the company and then I want to do something like this, some manual thing. So every time I want to enter some account number or value there, I need to ask somebody, right, if it's going to the right account or not.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I mean, you are asking if you are adding the new value in the system. So for this case,
Mm,
basically, a person from the accounts team will give us the input whether this account will be under asset or liability, whichever it is. Apart from that, we
okay.
will give only the qualifiers like allow posting, budgeting, and the other things.
No, no, not that. I was generally talking like in terms of like if I'm just, let's say I'm just creating a manual journal and I don't know which account it has to go to.
Okay.
So in that case, I have to find out from the business, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, it's not like it is every company will use 2000 whatever 2373 as
Yes.
current liability everywhere. So yeah, okay.
So this one is basically for manufacturing industry. So that is why we use this way the different
Mm-hmm.
expense sets.
Uh-huh.
But this changes business to business actually.
Okay.
So I'll just save this and complete this myself.
Mm-hmm. So can you save your frequently used things somewhere, like a schedule process or something like that, instead of navigating all the way?
Okay. I
I'm
mean,
just asking.
favorites
Is there
we
like
have.
favorites?
Yeah, we have it here. Like we can add our favorites here.
Okay.
From here we can add it.
Okay, okay. That's fine.
Yeah. So this is posted.
Hmm.
Yeah. So this one is posted. So let's say now we don't want to have this particular entry in the system, or maybe by mistake we have entered this one. So for those
Hmm.
cases, we cannot cancel this. Instead, what we can do is that we can reverse the JV. So that is the only option that we can do.
Okay.
So I'll just go back to the setup and I'll create a reversal criteria.
Okay. So unless that is set up, you can't reverse it.
Yeah. Okay. So here we have three options.
Hmm.
So one is the reversal period. So when we are reversing this particular journal entry, so when do we want to reverse it? So whether we wanted to reverse on the same period or the next period, or
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to post it on the non-adjusting period. So how do we want to have it? Maybe
Okay.
I'll be on the December 30th. So if I reverse, so which will
Oh.
fall under the adjusting. So I don't want to have this option. So I can click, I can select next non-adjusting period.
Mm-hmm.
So similarly, if I wanted to process this reversal next period, I can give it. Since this is only
Okay.
the adjustment, I'm giving same day. So same day it will
Mm-hmm.
be reversed.
Okay.
And here we have other options. So when we reverse this particular journal entry, whether we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have the same entry with the negative sign or we wanted to switch debit and credit, which means
Mm-hmm.
let's say my accounting entry is expense account to liability account. So whether I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have this as an from 10,000 to minus 10,000 or I wanted to switch it like the liability account to prepaid expense account. So that is what. So we are
Okay.
just switching the debit and credit, which means if I reverse this entry, the
Mm-hmm.
liability account will be on debit and prepaid expense will be on the credit side.
Okay.
And
But
yeah,
it will not have a negative.
yeah, this will not be negative. This will be
Okay.
always in the positive.
Okay.
And then we have automatic reversal option. So whether we wanted to reverse it automatically or whether we can post it automatically as well. So for now, I'll just give us none. So we will
Mm-hmm.
post it manually and also we can post it automatically. So similarly,
So,
yeah,
just a question. So,
yeah.
if you put it as change sign to negative, right, isn't that easy for people to find out that it's a reversal?
No, we can find by status itself.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just curious. Okay.
Yeah. So to identify, basically when we are doing the reconciliation, so if we
Mm-hmm.
want to identify, we have a column called the status. So it will say that this is an reversal entry. So this is
Okay.
one way of identifying, and the other way is that when we look at the trial balance.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we will compare the trial balance. In our case, let's take the data migration activity. So basically, we are comparing with the different applications.
Mm-hmm.
So here maybe there is few difference. So in this case, I'll do the drill down. So drill down is nothing but I'll take all the transactions. So unless
Mm-hmm.
I have the differences, I'll not take the transactions or I'll not take the transaction register. So those
Okay.
cases I'll see the reversal and the other aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is when I will need this reversal. So even then I can identify with the status.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have created the reversal criteria set.
Mm-hmm.
So I
So you
gave
have so many categories to fill that? I mean, or
yes, yes
oh
we
my
have
God.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Like if we
Okay.
don't want to use it, we can say no. So in this
No
case, if you
default.
see, since we are using only the adjustment, I have
Mm-hmm.
given only for the adjustment. The remaining I just gave it as it is.
Okay. I tried to look up that prior thing, but I couldn't find it
Like
yesterday.
okay, okay.
I mean, there were just like that, but there was no description on why it is used, or I couldn't find that.
Like which one?
The one you went back, right? The setup, whatever that options.
Yeah, just
If you go back. Yesterday we were talking, right? You were saying it was future. I said no, it should be prior means it's previous. So notify when prior period
yes, yes, correct.
journal is
This
end.
is prior period only, not future actually.
Yeah, that's what prior means previous. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it is just to stop if someone is entering in the closed period, like the adjustment or any other thing.
Yeah.
So it will notify. So that is it.
I think manual spelling. Yes.
I'll just go to action and I'll try to reverse this batch.
Hmm. So you can do that reversal for future also?
Yeah, yes, we can do future also.
Okay.
Yeah, so here I gave November period only.
Hmm. But let's say, in just conceptual wise, why
Okay.
would you do that for a future period, right? If you want to do, let's say we made a mistake of
Okay.
entering something.
Okay.
Now I want to change it back to
Okay.
however it was earlier. So I'm going to reverse that on the same day
Yeah. Yeah.
or whatever in the same period. Let's say in
Okay.
the same period.
No.
Why would I want to do something in the future when I know I made a mistake now?
Yeah. So basically, if this is an adjustment or by mistake it has happened. So
Hmm.
on those cases we can give the current period. So that is October 7th. I can give it and I can get to the original position. But whereas for some cases, if this involves currency translation and the other things, so I'll not be posting it on the same period. So what I'll do is that instead I'll post it in the next open period and I will reverse it to avoid the duplication. So for those cases, we will have on the future period.
Duplication of what?
Now, like I have the unrealized gain this particular period. So
Okay, okay.
already the journal entry has posted it here. So which means
Hmm.
I need to reverse this on the next PDF to avoid the duplication. Or else this
Okay,
will be in double entry. So for those
okay,
cases, we have next PDF.
okay. Oh, that's because you gave it in November, right? Accounting, no?
Okay. So since we gave option as an none, so there we didn't enable automatic posting. So
Mm-hmm.
that is why system has kept this as an unposted.
Unposted.
So we will have to take it manually and we will have to post it. So if we have given it auto posting, system will post it automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see here, so the values are in positive, but the
Mm-hmm.
entries were reversed. So debit has
Yeah.
went to credit, and
Mm-hmm.
so we can see it from here. Like it will start from reverse actually.
Mm-hmm.
So one way is here, and the other way is finding it from the earlier one.
Yeah.
Just show it from there also. So we can find the reversal back. So here I can just click show more, and here I can find the in the reversal tab. I can see that this is the journal name, and I can
Mm-hmm.
see the reversal status as reverse.
Okay.
So I can take this journal and I can just verify this
Uh-huh.
whether the reversal journal has posted.
Okay.
But we cannot cancel any journal. So once it is created and posted,
Mm-hmm. Once it's created and posted, but
yes,
yeah. So, but this one, right, with the reversal again, do we have to post?
yes, we have to post the reversal.
Okay. So you basically go to the actions and then do it.
Yeah, yes,
The batch action of it.
yes.
That's disabled. Does this have to do anything with the roles that have been assigned?
Rules is fine. Like the JV is also created, so we don't have issue with.
Journal
Okay, I can.
actions. What is this here? Uh, Journal actions, right? Yeah, what's that?
No, this one is just to add another
Oh,
thing.
I was just thinking
The
maybe you have posts there.
yeah. So the problem is I didn't open this period actually. So the
November
November,
you didn't open.
yeah,
Okay.
the November period is closed. So we are able to enter this journal entry because we have given one future period. So which means
Mm-hmm.
I can only enter the transaction, but I'll not be able to post it. So that is why
Okay.
we are not able to post it. So I'll just
Okay.
open the period and we'll try to post it.
So tell me something. So when you are posting for the future, right, do you have to close the current period?
Yes, we have
Does
to.
it have?
Yes, yes.
It
So
has to be closed only. Only then you can post it in the future one.
yeah, so basically we will close this period. We will clear the exceptions. So once the
But
exceptions
then
are
again, you open it back.
no, like let's say now I'm in the end of maybe October. So my
Mm-hmm.
next period is November. So what I
Mm-hmm.
will do is that I'll check to do I'll try to do the reconciliation and the other things and I'll clear the exceptions. So once
Mm-hmm.
this is done, I'll close this October period and then I will open the November period.
Okay.
so that I don't want to any user to enter any transaction in the October, or else it will be kind of an backdated entry and the other thing. So this will lead to another problem.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's why what I'm asking is, normally, in generally, what happens is if you have something like this, which you have a reversal that needs to be posted in the future period. So basically, your current period has to be closed, and everything else, whatever needs to be fixed, has to be fixed in the current period. You close it and then move to the next period to post it.
yes,
But in this case, this is test, so you're just going ahead and trying to open the November period and post it in November.
yes, correct. If you see here, so all these periods are open. We didn't close
Yeah.
any period. Yes,
Yes. But normally that's not the case in
yes,
reality.
yes, correct.
Okay. That's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is post.
Okay. Mhm.
So here we didn't reverse this particular batch, so that is why we are seeing this one. So we will see the original JV. So either way
Mhm.
we can see whether we can take the original JV and see the reversal JV, or
Mhm.
if we know only the reversal JV, then we can come here and we can check the original JV for this.
Okay.
So we will basically see the status here. It is not
Mhm.
reversed. So from here we can verify.
Reversals. Why did you say it was showing us not reversed?
Here the reversal status, it's not reversed because this is a reversal journal. So we just posted it. We didn't reverse this.
Okay.
So this is where we will find that the reversal period and the status and the other things.
Now, if we go back to the manual JV, that's where it'll show reversed or something?
Yeah, it will show reversed.
Okay. Because this is kind of confusing when it is not reversed, you just reversed it.
Yeah, here
Yeah.
you can see
Mm,
that is
Okay, there it shows the status, right one. Okay,
yeah.
got it.
So here it will be reversed and it will say that reversal method is which debit or credit and the
Hmm.
period. So we can just click this hyperlink and it
Hmm.
will get
Take us
get us
to
to
that.
this.
Hmm.
Yeah. So here it will be original JV and not reversed.
Okay. I think it's 9 your time. Do you have to leave?
Yeah, I will start tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.